Kamek, this must be Earth.
It is, Bowser. We're in America.
America. When was the last time I was here?
I don't know.
It's hard to remember because of how I lost that memory. From being blasted out of the cannon to working with a green bean. I wouldn't be surprised. After all, I am the king of Koopas, the scourge of the Mushroom Kingdom. I am King Bowser.
We know that, sire, but what are we gonna do?
Perhaps if we find his wishing star, we can even wish Geoffrey out of existence.
You would want to wish someone out of existence, boss?
Yeah, I mean, he's beaten me any times whenever he played a Mario game. Like, he's beaten me in any Mario game, including the Yoshi games that I was in. Even if I was a baby or a young kid or even, like, let's say, fully a grown adult in, like, for example, Yoshi's Island DS. I wouldn't be surprised. Now follow me, Kamek. We've got work to do.
Alright, sire.
Golden sunglasses that can grant all wishes but one wish that has to be acquired through the wishing star? Fascinating. I might as well put them on before I go to the mall. You know, this actually does sound like a good idea. Put them on before you go to the mall. So let's activate these wishes that I was looking for, and that way we can go to the mall and do our thing without a scratch, of course. Then again, what could possibly go wrong? But then again, seriously, what could possibly go wrong? Anyways, I'm so curious to try out these golden glasses, of course. After all, they say they activate the wishes, except for one. So let's figure it out, shall we? Well, knowing that was really interesting, I have to say that flash was a artistic touch, nonetheless. But then again, well, I guess it looks like all those wishes have been activated except for the final wish, which means the final wish has to be achieved through getting to the wishing star. Okay, now I can take those off now. I might as well go to the mall with everyone else. After all, they're waiting for me to join them in the car. Of course, then again, I could understand what could possibly go wrong. Who knows? I mean, dead serious. Who knows what could go wrong? After all, they say that a story is almost like a roll of toilet paper. Squid, are you coming? Hang on, John, I'm on the way. Alrighty, everyone, we are here. Welcome to the mall. Of course, me, JD, and John have been here, but you don't need. This is the mall that I go to. Plus, don't you remember when you introduced me to the store called Miniso?
You're right, this mall looks amazing. And yes, I've heard of Miniso. If I remember correctly, I think there's one here on the first floor.
Yeah, we should look around some of the stores, like maybe Spencer's, Hot Topic, FYE, GameStop. You know, the whole gist of it. I mean, they got so many stores here that it's actually like a really fun place to visit. I've heard there's actually a candy store or two around here. Supposedly they call it the Sugar Bear. Of course, John has probably heard of it. Yeah, I've heard about it, Squid. They got all kinds of cool candies there. See? John knows all about it. Yeah, I do. Of course, JD also likes to visit some of the stores like Spencer's and Hot Topic. You know, just to get like a nose piercing or something. That's just how he rolls because he's the cool one. This is the first store that I usually go to. They call it FYE, where I always seem to understand its terms for your entertainment. Of course, John thinks of it as like the store of pop culture. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff in there. Yes, John, I know. We've been in there multiple times.
Hey, Geoffrey. It's been a while, hasn't it? We haven't talked in ages.
What's going on, Elena? What's going on? I'm just bringing my friends over to the mall just to explore some stuff, you know? Just introducing them to, friends and all. Of course, you're one of them. Silly. Of course, then again, what's new with you?
I was just checking on the rabbits at the pet store and the cats at the cat store. Gotta make sure my furry friends are all doing well, you know?
Yeah, I like checking on the animals as well, because, animals are amazing companions, like cats and dogs. Anyways, we'll see you soon.
Man, that Geoffrey is so dreamy. He's the cutest guy around, no doubt about it.
This is Spencer's. This is usually where me and John go in. Of course, I'm gonna keep my eye on John. Hopefully he doesn't cause too much trouble, if you will, in this store. After all, he's a bit of a goofball sometimes. You know what I mean? Plus, the reason why I go in there is because I like to talk with the staff, that work there, as well as Squawk, the rubber chickens that go, "Arr!" You know what I mean? Hey, it's good to see you again.
It's good to see that you came back like you always do. I really enjoy your presence here.
I know, right? The thing I like to do here is Squawk the rubber chicken. And come to think of it, I might as well squawk one right now.
Alright, here goes nothing. Classic rubber chickens.
You know what I'm saying, right?
Oh yeah, the classic rubber chickens. You can't seem to get enough of how funny they are when they squawk after being squeezed.
I know, right? It's just one of those things that happens. Basically, yeah. It's just something that, it's just a force of habit whenever I come visit the Spencers. I just like to walk over to the rubber chickens area and squawk one of the chickens. In fact, I'm really enjoying the giant green chicken that I got for Christmas. That was a really awesome gift right there. I'm dead serious, that thing is really funny. Oh, Squid, are you coming? Anyways, I gotta get going. John needs me, and so do the others. But remember what I always say, I always come back. And so, Geoffrey and his friends continued to explore the mall, looking at stores. And then there was one store that Geoffrey wanted to visit the most. And that store was none other than Macy's for its Toys R Us section. Alright team, there's one more place in this mall, especially in the Macy's, that we have to visit. The Toys R Us section, for its sake of nostalgia reasons. Well, here we are, at the place of pure nostalgia. Ah, yes, classic Toys R Us. It's been quite, the time since, being in one of these. Of course, there's so many things you could choose from if you were to buy something from here. I remember the good old days when these used to be stores all over the world before they closed down from bankruptcy. It's a good thing that Macy's had purchased Toys R Us so they could have a Toys R Us in each Macy's store. Which is good, because people love the nostalgia of this place. It makes them feel, young again. Like the good old days,
Yeah, I remember Toys R Us too. And do you see what I'm seeing over there, Geoffrey?
Yes. Yes, I do. It's right next to us. It's something that I've always wanted in my life. Like when it was recently released a few years ago. It's the Let's Go Yoshi. It's basically a giant talking Yoshi action figure of the green Yoshi from Super Mario. Of course, Yoshi's one of my favorite Mario characters, so someday I'll get it, Hey Squid, look at this! Coming, John!
Yahoo!
Hey Squid, take a gander at this! Ah, yes, the Geoffrey the Giraffe statue sitting on the bench where people could take a picture with him. I say you take a picture with him, Geoffrey! John, you silly, I might as well. Like, this'll be interesting. Hurry, sit still, Squid! It's not gonna take long. And... bam! Got the picture! Wait, you took a picture of me, John? Yeah, Squid! So, what are we gonna do now? Did you find anything here? Yeah, John, there is something that I do want here, but I'll eventually get it someday. It's that Let's Go Yoshi figurine. Anyways, Geoffrey, let's all go. Alright, John, let's head home. Also, I wonder what the picture looks like with me as a human. Well, that was fun. Might as well get in the car with everyone. So, John, what was your favorite store? It had to be Spencer's. Of course it is, John. Of course it is. But seriously, Squid, what was your favorite store? Well, John, you see, my favorite store is a mix. It's between FYE, Spencer's Hot Topic, and the Macy's Toys R Us, as well as GameStop. Wait, what about Showcase? Yeah, Showcase is okay. I mean, it's small, but it's alright. Well, everyone, we're back home at my mansion. So let's all head inside and see what's going on. Ah, it feels good to be home again. Hey, what's this? Who's this coming up to me? Wait a minute. Mom? Is that you?
Yes, dear Geoffrey, it's me. I was brought here by one of your drivers upon request from one of your housemates. I must say, I am quite surprised to learn that you own this place, Geoffrey. It must indeed be rather spacious in here.
It is rather spacious in here, Mom. I've just been doing my own, thing, just staying in my own lane. Of course, it gets pretty wild with these adventures like facing off the bad guys and pretty much saving the world like 3 times in a row. First, I face off Bill Cipher, and then Grogar, and then Windsong. Like, who's next? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it would be Bowser, if my signs were correct. But then again, I've also been thinking of going on a search for the Wishing Star, as well as looking for the cave that my friend Tikal was telling me about. She and I know about the Master Emerald's power, so of course there's also that. Of course, I was going to go out and do stuff, but what should I do? What should I do in this idea of situation, Mom?
Okay, are you sure that you saw Geoffrey pass by at the mall he was at today when you disguised yourself as a giant toy?
Yahoo!
Well, I am surprised to hear that information there, Yoshi. He must really need that figure of you for the collection, supposedly for a stop-motion animation of some sort. Does he have new things related to you?
Yahoo!
And what is Geoffrey's final wish? Because I am curious about it.
Yahoo!
You are right, Yoshi. We can't let Bowser get his claws on the Wishing Star. I will teleport ourselves to where Geoffrey is, and then when Geoffrey uses the Chaos Emeralds, he can defeat Bowser and send him back to his kingdom.